Namaste friends, and hope you're doing well. Let's talk about Mercury in the 7th house. Now the 7th house is also called the Kalatrasthana, or the house of marriage or house of partnership. I wanted to express that a house would not only mean just a few things. It is a synergy of a few things coming together, right? So in the 7th house, it doesn't only mean that it's something to do with your marriage or business partner. It is a house of interdependence, and having said that, not only the 7th house but any house, we should take it a little bit deeper, rather than assuming that the 7th house is the house of the partners, marriage. The 5th house is the house of progeny. The 4th house is the house for mother, conveniences, convenience, and all that is I would say is a superficial way of looking into things. We should get into a deeper understanding on what are the tenets, what are the innate qualities of those houses, the gunas and so on. This must be taken into consideration. Okay, so now let's get back to the 7th house. So when Mercury is placed in the 7th house, it will try to impart its own tendencies. As how much it is able to sync up will depend on the many factors, like primarily being the sign where it's placed, whether it's in a benefic sign, whether it's a malefic sign. Now there is a special thing about Mercury. Mercury tends to absorb the qualities of the grahas which it conjuncts. Say Mercury is conjuncted or is just beside Jupiter, then it will become a benefic, a good graha. But if Mercury is beside let's say Saturn or a malefic graha, it will change into a malefic quality. It's interchangeable. There's one thing Mercury has which none of the other grahas has. The Mercury has the ability to switch sides, okay. So yeah, it still depends on various factors. We often hear the Mercury in the 7th house will cause multiple relationships, illegal partnerships, adultery and all that is seen if you have Mercury in the 7th, because Mercury is very playful. It has this illusion that there's more things in life than just go to work and come back. It's unlike Saturn. Saturn is boring. Saturn is all about discipline. Mercury is fun-loving characters. So if you go to a traditional astrologer, he would say, or she would say, that if you have Mercury in the 7th house, chances are you those fun-loving characters. You're going out to find other partners. You're never satisfied with your spouse, and that sort of things is normally seen. However, from my experience, it's not true. My experience says that it's not actually the misunderstandings or tensions within the partners. Rather, it's the inherent tendency of Mercury to neglect what is already available to you and look for more adventurous things out there. What I'm saying is, if you have Mercury in 7th house, you'll have a very fun-loving, enjoyable, very peaceful, harmonious family back home. You'll be loving father. You'll be loving husband. You'll be a loving wife. But you have this illusion that there might be other pleasures in life which you're always curious on the other illusions that you have. You wanted to try out new things, very adventurous about it. So if you have a partner who's not very active, not very conducive to your outgoing personality, and that's where the split comes in. So it doesn't actually mean that you have Mercury in the 7th house, you will change your partners, you will commit adultery and all that. No, it doesn't work that way. That is a very superficial way of to look at it. The way that we need to check is, as I said, many things: Shadbalas and Rupas, Avastas. There's just so many things we need to check. So yeah, 7th house in Mercury would give you that adventurous feeling of having love with another person, having understanding what love is all about. So you tend to move about, you tend to get into relationships to get to know someone even deeper. This sort of thing is happening. So that is why it's very important that if you have Mercury in 7th house, you get the right partner. If you get the wrong one, chances are there's going to be a split. Okay. So these Mercury people, Mercury in seventh, also they are continuously living their life in a relationship, because they'll be always attached to their husband or their wife or their girlfriend or their boyfriend. They'll be always attached to them, okay, because they want to study, they want to understand what love is all about. Again, I keep saying that you have to get the right partner. If you get the partner who's not much romantic, is not very interested about your loving and personality and all that, who's mainly like, okay, we have fell in love, we have got married now, okay, let's concentrate about money, let's concentrate about other things of life, forget about romance, forget about celebrating Valentine's and all that. If you get that kind of partner, then that's going to be a big problem in your relationship life, okay. Your humor comes, you're a very humorous person, even in the time of serious problems, a time of peril. You will naturally, crack a joke and try to make a situation even brighter. You don't like to have miserable feelings. You hate to watch sad movies. You just don't like it. You want an environment which is constantly jovial and happy, and that thrill-seeking, adventurous feeling is always there. So wherever you go, you impart that personality to people as well. So you'll have two types of friends actually. One who likes you, or the one who totally hates you, because you're always seen as not too serious about life. You're more interested in understanding people's relationship, people's feelings and all that. The sort of feelings that you have, okay. So if you have Mercury in 7th house, it's always better for you to approach to let go, as you practically cannot win arguments. Because if you have Mercury in 7th house, it's so difficult to win an argument with you. If I were to talk to you and you have Mercury in 7th house, I'll definitely lose, because you will be very tactful. First of all, Mercury is good in their speech, in the eloquence, and being in the 7th house, they can actually read your feelings. Their empathy level is very strong, so you can never ever win an argument with you, right? So if you have a friend who has a Mercury in 7th house, or if you even have Mercury in 7th house, you're really good in your tactfulness. This is something that it's a tremendous ability actually, but you have to be careful. There are some traps, some booby traps here and there because of this ability. People tend to set you up. People tend to tell you that, hey, he's this guy is really good in speech, let's get him to do some things. People who have many intentions might tend to use your ability for their own gain. This is something you need to be vigilant, be wiseful, okay. So that's a little bit about what I think Mercury will do to a 7th house. Hope it's been beneficial. Till the next time, thank you. Namaste.